Well, that's my second dink of the day, burning this blade as Mr. Clunn recommended. Hit him in the eyeball. Gonna lose that eye. Gonna lose that life probably. Long cast. All right, boys, so what I got going here, I got the blades on straight braid. I believe it's 40 Seagar Mike Buca's bull shad rod, 8-foot stick, so I can really get the distance, because you got to make long casts in this clear water. I picked that fish up right over there off those pads, and I did a little bit better job casting on it than that. But the straight braid, so you can see I'm burning them, just absolutely smoking them. This is a 7/4 to gear, 7/4 to 1 gear ratio, and this power handle really gives a lot of speed. And let's see if I can hit that edge. There we go. It was right there. Oh, come on, hit it again. But in this clear water, these bass seem to be like, I'm picking more bites up on longer casts, is what I'm trying to say. So the 8-foot stick is helping me, and the straight braid, because when they're that far away from you, you don't really want any stretch in the line to get to pin them. And hopefully I can pull one more out of there real quick. But I've caught 2 fish today. You can see how fast I'm moving them, and I'm actually moving them a little quicker than that too. And then adding a pause. Oh, and also dump it. I think I saw this technique on Tactical Bassin. I think Matt Allen was talking about it. So it's different than pausing your reel. Okay, so you pause the reel like that, right? And you haven't moved the rod. Dumping the blades is more like this. Kind of like when you're waiting for a bass, like when you get a bite on a spinnerbait, on a plastic worm. You get that plastic worm bite and you give them that second, you get that bite like that, bam, and then you kind of give the hands up like that. That changes the way the spinnerbait falls, and that was a great tip I learned on Tactical Bassin. I really like the blades. They're coming through the pads good. Of course, I'm sure Rick Clunn designed them that way. I'm not really waking them, I'm just keeping it subsurface. And that's a little trick that I learned from Mike Buca fishing his baits. He was talking about that. Keeping those lures just under the surface of the water. It has it in a trap position. It can't get away up, and the fish know it. Being up here at the surface is a very dangerous place for a fish, especially for a bait fish. So they're trapped at the surface the same way they'd be trapped at the bottom. So that was the idea of just keeping it high in the water column and moving the blades, in that top 6 inches of water, giving it the pauses. Like I said, occasionally you dump them like that. But for the most part, I'm just absolutely burning it. I keep my rod tip high to keep the lure at that distance, up higher in the water column. And then you can kind of lower your rod tip as the bait's coming back to you. But as you can see, I'm rolling that thing, just absolutely smoking it. There's always fishing guides fishing right here in the morning with shiners, so maybe we'll... Now, of course, I fish right here with shiners and don't catch nothing. That's my friend Grady's dock. Somebody caught a 12-pounder out here and right here and took a picture of that dock within the background, and now everybody comes here. So there was something right there. Did you see that? Probably a gar, but you never can tell. Come on, give me one on camera. Give me a good one on camera. I don't want them skiing back in. So far, oh, nice yeet left. Mike's rod is a beast of a rod, and I'm used to a little more flex, so I've got to it's my casting, not the rod, really, is what's going on. But that's the setup I'm running based on Mr. Clunn's advice. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he came on the page, and I bought a bunch of these when I met him. And you know, I like slow rolling blades, but he came on and said he likes burning them too. So I've caught 2 small fish today burning them, and that's hard to do in Florida. Like, this is a different world here. Just finicky fish, different, especially on a front today. Like the front's moving in here today, the wind's picked up today. It was real calm. Now it's not calm, it's windy, it's blowing me all over the place. I started out there at that last dead tree out there on the left and adjusted my drift a little bit so I could drift all the way back in here through those pads and everything. I didn't get bit until I got back in here on that edge. I think I got that on camera. I'm pretty sure I turned that little fish on camera. Anyway, I'm gonna drop the rod and paddle back out and drift through here again. I watched the Elite Pro guys. They stopped. There's a hump out there, and one guy stopped and fished that most of the day. And there's a couple other places out there that I didn't even know existed, and I watched those guys stop and fish there, all paddling distance from the house. So that was real sweet, you know, get a couple extra spots by just paying attention. Anyway, I'm gonna switch off. I've only got the 1 battery left on this DJI action camera. I ran them out over at Orange Lake